Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legion of Memers Memestream Saturday edition. Like we don't really have any other editions right now, but yes, Saturday edition. Thank you all for being here today.
We're missing the fanfare.
Yeah, right. Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Oh, the producer has upped his game. There you go.
There we go.
Already.
What the douche nozzle was? Oh, was that Dermy? His audio is out, so I don't know.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. So let's get started with the show. We have two guests this week. We have Selena and IRONOXcIDE.
Hi, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on today. Selena, do you want to let the people know who you are, what kind of content you make, and where they can find you?
Well, I don't have my channel started just yet, but I'm going to be doing some horror movie reviews and different things like that eventually. So, but you can find me on X at Selena or at Sell Red Wine. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on today. Iron, what's going on, my dude?
Oh, not much. Thanks for having me on this morning. Well, morning for me anyway. Actually, in the process, gonna have my channel up and running this month. Gonna be starting a weekly panel show. Everybody's invited. No pressure. Just kind of whoever can filter in and out. Just kind of a circle table talk. You know, nothing too specific. But I'm excited to get that going here in the coming weeks.
Awesome, man. Starting a channel is incredibly difficult, but once you get it done, you'll get the ball rolling. You'll pick up new things, and go get on other streams, ask other creators, how they do what they do. It might help you in the future.
Absolutely, that's what I've been doing so far. Just leeching off everyone else's talent, seeing what I can.
Dermy, man, how's your week going?
It's been going, Doctor Who news, everything like that. Even I saw in the doc there was more Doctor Who news, so that's why I was running a little late. I had to make a video real quick because I didn't see that yet.
I thought it was because you were transitioning.
No, I had to go make more Doctor Who news because I'm milking that baby for all it's freaking worth, and it's not worth a whole lot. But yes, I'm here, and apparently I'm the only one that actually showed up after 2 weeks of being gone. Nobody else is here.
Hey, man, you know how it is with artists, right? You can't get them all in one place.
Sure.
Extra Zero, my dude, what's going on?
Oh man, it's been a hell of a week. So as of Thursday, my internet took a massive shit, and dealing with Verizon hasn't been fun. So basically, the fiber optic box fell off the side of my house, so my internet's literally hanging on by a thread. So it's been a little bit of a tumultuous week because my wife's also been sick. She's had COVID. So she's been kind of quarantined. We're not COVID fear mongers, but we just don't want to get anybody sick. We have elderly family members that we interact with. And so we just been trying to keep it to ourselves. So it's been a quiet week. We did have a good holiday. We had a great Christmas. Just sucked that she got sick afterwards. I got a bunch of new toys to play with, some new cooking gadgets. So it's at least been kind of a bittersweet week. So we've been making the most of it. But happy to be here, and looking forward to the show because we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today.
We do, and this show is actually going to be a little bit different because I had a Legion member reach out to me and ask me how to do something. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to teach you guys keyframing. I've made videos on it before, but if you're interested in that, be sure to stick around because I will show you everything from getting the pictures, cropping, and the keyframing, which is a lot of fun once you get it down pat.
And if you're not a show member already, I'm gonna see some green in the chat already. But if you're not a show member and you like what you see today, consider becoming a Legion of Memers channel member because Soups has put together a lot of videos and will be putting out more in 2024, showing you how to do this sort of stuff. So take this as a free preview on why you should consider becoming a channel member. If you like that sort of content and like the learning experience, there's way more available, and all you have to do is become a member of the channel.
Yeah, become a member so I can give Extra Zero some of that marketing budget because he knows how to market things better than I do, apparently.
I try.
I appreciate you, man. And yeah, I'm very excited for it because my passion is 1, to teach, and 2, to create. So I'm very excited for it. And yes, I am Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks, leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. Let's give a huge shout out to chat today because without you guys, we would not. Hell, you guys, let's start bringing up those chats. Skirmitar, like 2 minutes after I made it, though.
I mean,
You're
what
late
are
for
you
him
what are
and
you
you're
gonna do?
gay.
There's no
prophecy.
there's no pleasing Skirmy.
Unless
Unless you like mail him Mazda in a crate, then that's the only way he'll ever be happy.
Scream Queen Selita says, "Hell, everyone! I wonder who that could be."
Yeah, right.
We got D-Day McLean, bro. He's been absolutely killing it all throughout this week. And keep up the good work, my dude. I've been seeing it, and your skills have improved a lot over the past few months.
I think the one he made of Az as the alligator was probably one of his best so far. Really good job with that.
We got Tris hopping in saying, "Hail, everyone! Hail to you!" Thanks for hopping in, and yeah, I will be using Tris's videos as an example on one of the meme videos. So this is going to be made specifically for her, but it's for everybody as well. Jonah Romer says, "Hail the Legion! Hail to you, my dude! Thanks for coming in." We got IRONOXcIDE hopping in. Wonder who that could be.
Right.
We got D-Day McLean saying, "Let's go." Static 2020 says, "Hail, chat and panel." And we got a Legion member moving today. So that's why he's not
that's
on.
just
Moving
excuses.
is fun.
Hey,
Excuses.
He's got that Gundam collection, man. I mean, as someone that's packed up an entire collection of robots, a museum's worth of robots, I can understand. And he's also coming in. I think this is directed at you, Derby.
Well, I mean, there's nobody else here for Power Couch, so I think Back Taco wins by default. And also, my new name for my chat is no longer just Back Taco. They're also known as the Goon Platoon. Watch Ballbusters last night to find out what gooning means.
Oh,
all right.
Oh God! All right.
I see IRONOXcIDE's eyes.
I am not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm just saying.
No, you don't.
So let's give a shout out also to Coffee Brand Coffee for making us part of the affiliate program. I'm currently at a coffee myself because my mother drank it all. So I guess that's my mom's stamp of approval. So if you love your mom, go get her some coffee.
Did we update the? Oh, I see it here. Let me go ahead and we'll run our fixed ad. And yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Coffee Brand Coffee. Without further ado,
are you tired of the grind of everyday life? Are you fed up with not having any energy in the morning? Do you feel like your life is colored in gray? And does life, for some reason, play sad music everywhere you go? And does it also rain everywhere you go, even though you don't live in England?
Well, turn that frown upside down. The Legion of Memers is here to give you some chuckles, you dingus. And we're happy to bring you something to help give you that extra kick to get you up in the morning. Introducing Coffee Brand Coffee. Fresh roasted with no gimmicks and plenty of flavors to choose from. Use code HAIL the LOM to get 10% off and to help support the channel.
Thank you very much. Use the code HAIL the LOM for that discount. It helps the channel and it lets people know we sent you over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get straight into it. There are a few links, extra zero in the notes. Can you put the CapCut one and the remove background in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and we'll get these in here now. First up is, and again, if you're watching us in the replay, we'll go ahead and we'll have these links available in the show description for everybody. So first up, if you're in the live chat, here is our link to the CapCut resource, and secondly is the remove background link.
And just so you guys know, the reason why I use CapCut for what this is called, it's called keyframing, is because it is so unbelievably easy to do. You just have to have patience for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up my current project, which I have right now. The best thing I typically recommend for people to do is make sure you have the assets ready to go. You can pre-fill folders and create a project folder like on your own PC and then drag
Is
it
that my
over.
head?
Yes, that is your head.
Sucker.
So you can both you can use CapCut on a website, on desktop, and on mobile. And as you know, the Legion of Memers is always on the go. So the mobile one was the one I actually had the most experience on, and I like using it because I can use my hands, and I like using my hands to do things. So what this is Tris sent me a video, and we are going to be putting Dermy's face on it. Now, when you have an asset like this, you guys see the white in the background? Basically, you want to get rid of that. So you can use something called background removal. Now, the background removal isn't fantastic when it comes to heads on CapCut, but you could use the link that we're going to be putting in the chat as well, called Remove BG, which is remove background, and you can get an asset that looks like this. And now you see the background is now gone, so it's a lot easier to do. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do something called keyframing right now. So what we do is bring the assets over, and let us choose the faces for it. Now, you can use one face through the entire thing, but if you want to spice it up a little bit, I'd recommend getting a few faces in different poses because that is that's more engaging for people to watch.
Another thing too you can do is there are apps like Face App and a bunch of free ones that will change the emotion. So if someone that you're trying to meme doesn't have a facial expression that you want or need, you can utilize those apps as well and use the background removal tool to get consistent faces with a wide range of emotions to use.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun to do it. And if you get CapCut, they do give you like a photo editing app where you can change people's faces, like put smiles and do all that. It's really a lot of fun. Now, what we're gonna do right here is his head is too big. So first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna crop the video because as you can tell, this was a screen record and we don't want this at the bottom right there. So what we're simply gonna do is put it to the specs that we want. And now you got the specs you want right there. And I typically lock it because if I accidentally click it, it'll move everything around, and that's it. It's a pain in the butt. So here's a good lock button. And now we're going to size the face. Now, this is going to be called keyframing. We're going to just put it over his face right now. And this button right here will lock it in. Now, you don't have to go frame by frame for this, which is great. It will automatically do it and move with the face. I'm sorry? I mean, the question.
I think you just popped off some audio issues.
Oh, okay. and you zoom in, and you can change the frames. So what we're going to do is begin position.
Indignant it.
And then
God.
go slowly. And I typically reverse it just because, I can see things a lot better that way. And here you go. And now it's going to be locked in here. Oh, I know why. Because there is audio on this, right? So this is the first head we used. And it makes it less choppy, which is great. So we're going to prop it here. Go ahead.
One thing too, if you're doing this on mobile, one of the things that is an advantage is, so if you're noticing as he's put the other faces in here, he's dragging those bars to have them touch. On the PC version, you just want to drag it till it won't drag anymore. On the mobile version, if you have haptics on your phone, you'll actually feel it physically click when it touches.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And another thing too is, so you see the face is the overlay for the video. If you're doing it on mobile, if you have it, when you're dragging the face and having it click to certain parts of the video, like at the very end, you also get a similar haptic response. So if you're wondering, like, while you're doing it, why is my phone, why do I feel a vibration? That's why. That's CapCut's way of telling you that the video you have has clicked into place to match up. The overlay is clicked in to match up with the video, or your pieces of the overlay are touching one another. And also, if you have multiple overlays, like if you're trying to bring in a face, but you also have something like maybe your watermark, even if you're not a Legion member, if you want to have a watermark to, on your memes, you can drag those up and down, and then you can have the parts of the overlay that you want to have continuity, in this case Dermy's face, match up to one another. So,
and Cell Shade, this is CapCut on PC. You can also get it on mobile. I really like the program because it has multiple ways to use it. So no matter where you are at any point at any time, it'll you can do whatever you need to. So this is, instead of having to do it frame by frame, this is my favorite part because CapCut has the automatic tracking for it. So you can literally just move the frame to the point the head moves, move it again. You don't have to put a new scene in every time. So for now, check it out. This is a short version of what Tris was requesting to learn. Look how smooth that is now. So you can do that. I typically recommend to just do it for fun. Just do it for fun. Get your friends, get your, we are the fellowship, and this kind of thing is pretty standard within our community. So once you get the trick, just keep practicing and keep doing it. It's much better than putting a picture in for every frame, and then you get all the jitters. It's a giant pain. But once you have your assets, it's a lot easier to do that. And what I recommend is getting CapCut also for mobile, because they have a cloud feature where you can do something on your computer. It'll save it to the cloud, and then you can re-download it. And let's say you're eating lunch one day at work, and you're like, you know what? I have an idea for this video. I can do it that way. CapCut is known for short form content, but I'm seeing it used more and more for long form, which is pretty good, because a lot of the other editing apps actually have a massive learning curve, which is very difficult for newcomers. And DJ McLean says the PC version is way better. Love it. Absolutely. Each kind of version has like its own benefits. I like the mobile because I like using the zoom in, zoom out options. Everything is. I'm a very tactile person. I like using my hands to make things, so it does help my creativity to
Somebody
use it.
clip that.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, you can drop it in the chat or in the comments, and I'll try and get to them. I'm working on creating more content for learning, so hopefully it'll help you out as well. And do you guys have any questions?
I know, man. I came in the exact right stream because this is exactly what I was looking to try and get down. I've been trying to use actual like deepfake software, but that is a pain and it takes a long time to process.
You can do that. There are apps that you can pay for to do that, but CapCut is free, but you can pay for the one where it's just open. There are a different elements that you can use for free.
Mm.
And
I'd recommend
I used it for
Reface.
free for like months. Almost like for the first like two and a half years I was using CapCut for free, and I finally started to pay for it because I wanted to, up the quality of my content. And use the free version for right now. It's you don't really need anything else, but once you start getting into proper video editing and making, I would recommend paying for it just because it gives you more opportunities to do things. And, buy it around a holiday when there's like a steep discount. And that was CapCut. CapCut isn't sponsoring us and probably will never do so because of the content we make. But if anybody's watching, let me know what you want to learn. I'm always happy to do so. Selena, do you have any questions?
No, I just find it really interesting. I'm not very tech savvy. I want to be. So yeah, just seeing you. I've played around with what is it? Is it Filmora?
Yeah, Filmora you can use as well. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm an expert on CapCut mainly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of splice things around to try and like create an opening for my channel, and it is super confusing. So I'm still learning.
We were all there at one point. I had no editing skills. Like 4 years ago, and I just got into it heavily because of the Fellowship and Friday Night Tights. I saw what Perry Chan was doing with his intros. I was like, bro, that is so cool. And then I reached out to Lofty. Lofty took about an hour to show me the specific thing I wanted to learn, which was keyframing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing that on DaVinci Resolve, and it took forever. And I was like, there has to be an easier way to do this. And then I did my research, and then I ended up finding CapCut, and I was like, holy crap, it does this automatically where it just moves. So
so much easier.
Yeah, I prefer easier things rather than more difficult learning curves, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah.
I hope that was informative, and if
Right.
anybody wants to make anything from learning that, be sure to tag the Legion or at the Legion so I can see it. And if you want constructive criticism, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm always happy to help out where I can.
Awesome.
So let's get started with the proper show. I do apologize for that. I wanted to make sure I got that out of the way.
All right. Well, who's excited for Echo?
So I don't think we'll be able to play it because
no, you can.
You can?
Yeah. People have been playing it because it is an official trailer.
Oh, okay.
And nobody had to cut it out. So
why don't you play it and let everybody know what kind of bullshit this is?
We'll read this off here because this is kind of funny. It's a little bit meta. So these actors got paid a lot of money and had several months of training. Fear the Beardo and I learned how to fight in 2 days and filmed on the third better than this trash. Y'all will see it soon enough. And he's, of course, tagging Epicverse Studios. I've seen a little bit of what the Epicverse has to offer, and it looks professional as fuck. This, on the other hand, well, let you all be the judge.
Oh, shit.
See, normally, is this like the actual scene?
Yes. This is a 6-minute long fight scene too.
So there's
This is
no
like a practice
this is
run.
already sped up and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
This
God.
is how it will air.
Hey, Horror, how you doing? If anybody wants to see me a little wasted, go watch Horror Show last night.
This is like the worst. This is like she shoots for the legs. Like, who did the choreography for this? Especially if you go back and like what was it, Daredevil season 2, that whole prison sequence.
All you have to do is Daredevil season 1, the hallway sequence.
Yep.
Yeah, the hallway sequence was amazing.
Oh,
Wasn't
Horror,
that
I'm
one
good.
take
My hangovers
too?
don't last long.
It was. I think, and I think Selena nailed it, or brought up a good point here. Is that I think they're trying to be evocative of what you saw in Daredevil, and
Mhm.
it's sad that it seems like this show is just going to be relying on cameos, in terms of its own substance, in contrast to its own substance.
Laughing
Memebreak.
gas, or if they had the stomach flu, I guarantee you the fight would have been much better because people would have been like, "Hurry up! I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom." The problem is I've been going over like a lot of Disney content just to watch and see what everybody was talking about, and I sat there for hours finding nothing, absolutely nothing to
Why do
enjoy.
you
And
hate
it's-
yourself?
Because I don't know, you guys all did it, and I'm like, all right, let's see what everybody's talking about. So like every single like new Disney movie or TV show that's come out, I've spent maybe 5-10 minutes watching, maybe a whole episode, and afterwards I'm like, okay, I just wasted my time. Now I feel like shit. So
See, you have to
Disney's
train
gonna be
yourself.
doubling down on that though.
Yeah, they're gonna be doubling, tripling, quadrupling down because they don't believe what they're doing is actually political or anything like that. They just want to put out their own propaganda with subpar garbage attached to it. But Devil, you have to train yourself to accept cringe and everything into your system. And even then, you need to be able to release with good stuff. That's why I'm watching old Doctor Who and Stargate right now because
Oh God, Stargate is one of my favorite shows, dude. I've
started watching
binged the 10 seasons multiple times, and went all the way up to Atlantis, and then stopped. And that's what I recommend everybody do. If you're into Stargate, watch all of Stargate, watch all of Atlantis, and consider the show it is over after Atlantis.
But this stuff is just awful. I don't even care about Echo. It's all gonna be dumped all at once on both Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yeah.
It was
Mm.
also originally supposed to kind of be canceled. It was cut down. It was trimmed out. It was supposed to already be out. Now it's coming out next week, and I couldn't care less.
It's interesting.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's interesting too that their marketing just seems very desperate because they're in everything that I see they're hyping up that TVMA. It seems like they're trying to get the energy of Daredevil, and it's just unfortunate that okay, if you're trying to read the room and say like what was it that people liked about the Netflix shows, wouldn't it make more sense to have Echo cameo in Daredevil and be the villain and then get people interested organically that way? They've already got a baked in audience for the people that want to see Daredevil and Kingpin, but why? This is like a problem, not just a Disney problem, but primarily one where they cannot allow the titular characters to shine in their own shows, and it's
It's not
across
that
the board.
I don't think they can allow.
Elevating these checkbox characters to a certain level and pushing them as hard as they can. And I mean, what are all the marketing? What is it focused on? Is it focused on the story? Is it focused on bringing Daredevil into the MCU? Is it focused on the return of Kingpin and street level villains? No, it's focused on everything else about
Well,
the character.
it was.
She's a Native American deaf girl.
Yeah, it was focused on that, but now, like, because I still watch, believe it or not, I still watch cable TV, and I've been seeing ads for Echo nonstop. I watch a lot of Food Network, and it's weird. I've been seeing these ads all over Food Network, of all places, and they're really, this is for mature audiences, and they show snippets of that fight scene. They show snippets of Kingpin, and they're not very clear in what the show is or what it's about or who Echo is. They're just like, member Daredevil, member Kingpin,
Yeah,
mature
strategy.
Yeah,
that's always
Fact,
the
if your
strategy.
advertising on Food Network tells you who the target audience is. It's Wine Mom Extra Zero.
hey,
But that's also
I watch Food Network too, so it's not me.
I mean, I watch Food Network as well, but that's their strategy. Okay, they want to always remind you of these small little tidbits. So you're right, member,
Mm-hmm.
to get you hooked, and then they're gonna give you a pile of slop which is a deaf mute paraplegic Indian girl.
well, she's not paraplegic.
No, she is.
She's
okay,
an amputee.
crippled.
I thought she has like a
she's an
a
amputee.
prosthetic
Potato.
leg.
Listen, they're potato
Amputee.
tomato. They're the same thing. They're cripples. Okay, just toss them aside. Whatever. And anyways, they want you to
Mark
care
the
more about
Cyber, you want to
her.
come on in 2 weeks?
Oh,
They want you. They know you're not gonna like her. They know you're not gonna care about her. They already put her in one Disney show, which was Hawkeye,
Yeah.
where I don't know how many episodes, and nobody cared about her then. So then, you know what's smart? Let's make an entire show about her.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
that's
and
a
the
smart
showrunner.
idea.
The showrunner from Hawkeye is, from what I understand, this is her show as well.
See, I think the problem is a lot of people want to like these things, and they want to sit there and enjoy the show. And I think a lot of arguments nowadays are just wait for it to come out. I mean, how many times do you have to learn your lesson before you're like, all right, you know what?
Well, it's
Well,
I've seen this over and over and over again.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
I disagree. I think what they did with the MCU was they had a lot of people who, right now the comics industry is for lack of any better description, it's been hijacked by activists, and they've created all these books that for the better part of a decade nobody's been buying. And so one of the challenges was it wasn't that people want to like it. It's they condition people to think because it's Marvel, because it's Star Wars, you're supposed to like it. And I still have friends that they watch the stuff, they say it's best thing ever, and then they completely stop talking about it. They never bring it up. It is not pop culture. It is wearing the face of pop culture.
because
And it's like wearing a skin suit of pop culture. And it always reminds me of that line in Futurama where Fry goes back in time and meets his grandfather, and the grandfather goes, "You ever think you're supposed to like girl, or you ever think you're only going with girls because you're supposed to?" And that's like most Marvel fans. It's like, you ever think you watch this stuff because you're supposed to? It's like that. It's that people have been conditioned to think that because it's Marvel, I have to like this, I have to enjoy it. And I used to be a diehard. I used to be at the MCU theaters every day. I mean, I'm sorry, at the MCU theaters. I used to be at they'd announce a movie. I'd have my tickets 3 weeks in advance. I'd be there opening night. I'd see the movie multiple times. And then it got to the point where I'd see the movie opening night. I wouldn't see it again, or I wouldn't even see it on the opening night. I just, I gradually lost interest. And it's like there's this gaslighting that goes on where they try to they're now trying to act like we were never fans to begin with.
And they're purposely trying to create this kind of feedback at like people now are like, oh, this creates good PR. Not all PR is good PR, guys.
Right.
You can't purposely go out and be like, well, I'm purposely making this to piss people off. That's not how you should be making that kind of stuff. You gotta before we get too deep, Dilnorama, you can actually go to the Capcut website and use their website. So you don't need to actually download CapCut on your computer. You can go to the website and use their website to do whatever you need to. Sorry about that.
I will also say one of the other ways of shit. I had a whole point and I completely forgot it. Fuck.
It'll come back to you.
I got it. one of their other things that they have trained the audiences to do is get ready for next thing. They're ready and primed for Echo. Then when Echo comes out, they're going to be like, hey, get ready for next thing. Hey, get ready for next thing. Hey, get excited for next thing. And they're just not going to care about Echo. The only reason they're going to watch Echo is for whatever happens at the very end so they can see what comes next. It's like, oh, that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. And then when it shows up, it's like, oh, that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool.
Yep.
Show me that 60-second clip of whoever's in the next movie, and then everybody's going to lose their shit and forget about the entire movie. Don't ask questions, just consume products. They get excited for next product.
Yeah, it really is that.
Well, and just to kind of hang off of what Extra Zero was just saying with the conditioning of fans, they have also, by labeling the original fan base as toxic and everything else, that's their way of avoiding criticism. If you criticize it, not only is your opinion bad, but you are a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
You must like it. Otherwise, you lose virtue and you're a piece of garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, we need more people like voices like Henry Cavill. And I'm glad to see Mark Millar and Todd McFarlane speaking up. If you didn't see the podcast with Todd last week, he had some really poignant stuff to say. And I think what's great about Mark and Todd saying what they're saying is that they're still at least very unifying forces in the comic book industry.
When it comes to Mark, it's a little different though, because Mark never needed the comic book money. He doesn't. He loves comic books for comic books. That's the reason he's there.
Todd also could have retired a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
But Todd's more caring though about toys now, not comics.
I disagree because of King Spawn.
I think the toys is where he makes most of his money. But when it comes to like Mark Millar, when it comes to Mark Millar, though, he solely cares about the comic book industry. He's been all the money that he gets from his comics, he gives away.
You could also say that Mark also cares more about the film industry in certain senses. I mean,
I think he cares more about his shows being films in that situation.
Films and movies. He said film adaptations in addition to television. But either way, you also have to remember that McFarlane took a close to 15-year hiatus from the toy industry.
Mm-hmm.
And he was from my understanding, he was pivotal in Image Comics in that period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I think it also boils down to is these are two guys that have I don't give a fuck money, and they can do whatever the hell they want.
Fuck you money.
They have, and they're just they're speaking out about it, and they actually pull weight is what it boils down to. That's why when you had Mark Millar come out and give at least praise to like Readyverse, that was something they all hated. Because they know he has his word is law, essentially.
You're gonna start seeing a lot of people creating that just gonna get unfair hate because of their success.
Right.
And you know what I say to that? Keep creating, guys. Create the things that you think are lacking out there.
I mean, I tweeted this out yesterday. I'm not gonna point anything out. I did piss off a 500,000 sub channel. I don't know how, but I pissed them off with one little video. So when I saw that, even though the guy's punching down, it means I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there's also the saying,
it's right or wrong, you're giving your opinion and your ideas. So fuck them. If at the end of the day, what you say isn't really affecting them so much. They're always telling people to like shut up. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But then they come after people who are like, you know what? Here's the criticism. Yeah. You could literally use that same argument. Be like, if you don't like it, don't watch it, man.
I have been telling them that. If you're telling me if you don't like it, don't watch it to me. Then if you don't like my content, don't watch it. I just throw that at them. I want you all to watch my content. Don't get me wrong.
The crux of the Readyverse, though, was telling Eric, well, if you feel this way, make your own comic, and he did, and then they can't stand him for it. But there's also that saying that hate, haters become imitators, and maybe this is where we'll start to see pendulums start to shift, where they'll be like, oh, this is what people want, this is what we'll give them. I view that as a net positive, personally.
I'm glad you brought up the Readyverse. Another thing, just to go off of the whole, criticism bad, but at the same time, everybody's like, well, Eric July just can't take constructive criticism. But it's an absolute sin to go and criticize anything that Disney, Marvel,
right.
Star Wars.
There's hypocrisy.
the biggest, multi-million dollar evil corporation in the world, can't criticize them at all, or you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
But Eric July should just take it in stride. Well, the other thing about criticism is you're under no obligation to accept it. You can either say those are valid points, I might take them into consideration, or go F yourself.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like sometimes on videos and stuff like that, I get criticism like, oh, the sound is shit, or, oh, like you should have done this. And I will look at it and be like, okay, you know what? I'll take that in for next time. There's not really a need to address every single criticism, but you can take it and, implement it in your next, whatever it is you're doing and whatever the criticism was. There's a way to give criticism properly. And by that, don't be a douche. Say, you know what, that was good, but you might want to try doing this or that instead of, hey, stupid face, you should have done this, you moron. It's not.
Hey, Rox, I have a criticism.
Yeah,
Why
go
didn't
ahead.
you put my face on that example that you were doing with the gay guy, the gay gymnast? Why didn't you put
that wasn't my choice, actually. That was Triz's choice.
God fucking damn it, Triz! Of course it was.
Well, no, and I think the difference is that what you're talking about, Green Rocks, is constructive criticism, and the other is just criticism for the sake of going after something you already have a predisposition not to like, and not to even.
Yeah, I mean, there are bad actors, and that's the thing. You can tell who's a bad actor and who's not, because this community is pretty good because, people actually care about each other in the community. So, when somebody reaches out to you, they're like, hey, you might want to do this or that, or, people know how to talk to people. It's not like, oh, I'm on a Twitter spat with you, so I'm just gonna, go for the throat because fuck it, we're on Twitter. Like, come on, guys, you can have a conversation and help each other out at the end of the day. And I think a lot of us here are actually doing that, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. To be honest,
I will say I think a lot of us do get put into that category of we're predisposed to not like this stuff, but we never go into something wanting to hate it.
A lot of times you guys go against that. You're like, yes. I want to like you. So make me like it.
I wanted to like the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. I wanted to like Ncuti Gatwa. Guess what?
Well, you were very excited about Russell T Davies returning. I mean, you were one of the most vocal people I saw saying like, yeah, it's going to be good again. And
I had all the faith in him.
I wanted to like Percy Jackson, but oh my God, I had to turn it off after episode 2 and cleanse my palate. I was looking. It was horrendous, soulless characters, and I feel bad for the actors and actresses who are in it because that is now forever going to be connected to their name.
That was fucking Rick Riordan all over it. That's his own.
Yeah, and I know he's gone crazy or he's gone all weird or he always was weird, but at the end of the day, the movie was better than the damn TV show.
Oh God,
that's sad.
I can't bring myself to watch that show. I love those books just too much.
Exactly. Alf knows exactly what I was saying. The
first movie was good. I don't know if anything can be worse than the second movie.
Like my brother got me into Percy Jackson, and I read all the books, and some I liked more than others. But the movie, I was like, this isn't great, but it's still palatable. And then I saw the show, and I'm like, okay, I can't even. I'm not even wasting my time on this because.
But don't you want to know about Medusa and the patriarchy?
I don't give a shit. I don't give a crap. Oh, like when I was watching it, I felt zero for the characters. I felt nothing. Everybody was super stale, and I was like, come on, guys. Hell to you, Wookie.
Hey, Wookie.
But yeah, so I that's why I keep saying we're watching all this stuff and we're watching kind of the downfall of Hollywood. And I think that a lot of people in our community are trying to fight this culture war by creating their own things. So even if you've never created before, contemplate on it. Maybe think about it. Maybe test some things out. Maybe play around with different forms of editing. Maybe just make pictures and create lore videos. There's always something to do, and I think the thing is with this community is that they're very passionate about the subjects, that they love.
I see a silver lining in all this too, that a lot of people aren't touching on, and you know, it's we kind of talk about member berries a lot, and nobody's created a good solution to member berries because we're dealing with a lot of established creators that are bankrupt. Like, where are our new IPs? I only saw one movie in 2023 that was a new IP that I really loved, and that was Sisu.
I was about to say, are you gonna say Rebel Moon?
No.
I got very scared.
No. And you know, part of that comes from I've never been a fan of Zack Snyder. There's a few of his movies that I do enjoy.
Watchmen was good. I enjoyed Watchmen. The directors or the longer version. I think it's the directors.
I have massive problems with Watchmen because I was a fan of the book before I was a fan of the movie, and the depiction of Rorschach is awful in that, from his voice to the action that he takes when he deals with the kid diddler. They made him a murderer. I surprisingly, the one thing that the one change I didn't mind was the fact that they undid the alien invasion and they made it, you know, they framed Dr. Manhattan.
You know, one change that everybody else actually kind of
I know, I'm a contrarian.
Is the only one that you like, but then how they portray Rorschach is what you hate. It's what everybody else kind of
because Rorschach was principled. The fact that killer broke him and turned him into a murderer always bothered me, because it negates the fact at the end of the movie and the end of the book he remains principled, because it showed that he was capable of breaking, because he was supposed to be an unbreakable character. Like, all the abuse that he endured, all of the way society looked at him, it never broke him, but that one incident broke him, and that was the thing that I disliked. Also,
fuck.
Yeah, you know, the thing is,
the problem is I can't disagree with him. Fuck.
I enjoy the art of it more than, you know, the story, like the way things were filmed, the VFX. I like, when I watch movies, I literally absorb that kind of stuff. I didn't know too much about Watchmen before I saw the movie, and then I ended up reading the book, so I know what you're talking about, but I still enjoyed the movie. I felt like the tone was very good, and the fact that they took a lot of scenes from the comic and actually put them on the screen made me happy.
Yeah.
I will.
And one thing Zack Snyder really has to his advantage, even though his filmmaking is not his advantage, is his casting. Yeah. The casting for Watchmen was spot on, in my opinion, anyway. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was great as the comedian.
Patrick Wilson is very underrated.
Wilson was fantastic. Yeah, he's a great actor, definitely underrated. And I'm going to disagree with the Extra Zero. I think the dude who played Rorschach knocked it out of the park.
Well, Jackie Earle Haley's a good character actor, but it's not a problem of the actor. It's a problem of the direction and the writing. Because he could have talked in a monotone voice, but they wanted to give him the "I talk like this in every scene." You know, like, you know, dude, give this guy a lozenge. You know,
I still like Rorschach, but seeing your point, it does have validity.
Yeah.
I will also say, like, in our sphere right now, we are also pointing out, hey, there's good stuff that exists.
Right, and that's the
good stuff.
That's the silver lining, and as a community, we're recommending it to others.
Arcane Season 2 trailer dropped the other day. I did a reaction video. It should be coming out here about 4:00 or whatever. That's just a 45-second trailer. I got a 7-minute video out of that because I was so excited. I was looking at it.
Good.
I was
like
staring at it and thinking, what's happening? What's coming? What are they showing in this simple little trailer that's animated beautifully, looks fantastic, and it got me really hyped. See,
I like that, except I don't want you to be disappointed at the end of the day. That's basically
Arcade's
the thing.
Freaking awesome.
Extra Zero, what else we got on the list, man?
Well, yeah, so Kenzo unfortunately can't be here, but he put together a really, really fun animation. As everybody's well aware, Steamboat Willie is now public domain. Mickey Mouse isn't public domain, but the Steamboat Willie depiction is. And he put together this little animation. We got to highlight this.
And we're only going to play a few seconds of it. Go to his channel, subscribe to him, and give him those views, because he worked very hard in it, and I saw kind of the work in progress throughout it. And you know, go support his channel, Kenzo UK.
And we're only going to play a few seconds. This is public domain now, so we have nothing to fear when it comes to audio. But
go check out the rest on his channel if you want to see what his iteration was. And it is very funny. And go drop a like on that. And if you like it, share it. Let other people know.
I even got the little silhouette perfect. It looks just like Masa.
yeah,
So good.
Apparently, Horny Alpha is saying Disney still going after people on basis.
There is some reports of certain them going after individuals. I don't know how that is going down and like what the reason is. There was the I think it was one of the horror video games that was coming out actually ended up having to change its name.
That's actually on our list. I thought that was amazing. But they're hitting people for that. That's bullshit.
Are you serious?
Yes, there's some people actually getting hit. I haven't looked too far into it. I don't know if they're actually like saying Mickey Mouse or something like that. I'm not saying Steamboat Willie.
They probably are, because a lot of people can't. I know Flash talked about this, where he was talking about how there is a big distinction between Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse and what the move to public domain entails.
Jesus Christ, Pop! Are you like going on a jog? Or what's going on there? I hear all the world.
Yeah, now he turned off his audio.
He's in the
Sorry about that.
Coffee Brand coffee commercial. We did.
Yeah, I am.
You know who really breaks it down good as to what is, the murky waters of trademark infringement is Jack Tarlad. I was on a stream with him and
yes.
Common Nerd, and he really laid it out like you have to tread so lightly, because just having the silhouette of Mickey Mouse with the ears, that is a brand logo, and that can get you. Just because you're not using the word Mickey, or you're calling it Steamboat Willie, or you're just slightly depicting the character, doesn't get you off scot-free.
And yeah, Horny Alpha has a point. Disney has the money to go after people. Even if they can't win. And you know what? I think they're probably going to try and do that and just hit everybody. So not only is Disney going to look horrible, but they're going to try and screw a lot of smaller people out of creating, which is, horrendous in my opinion. But there's nothing we can do to big corporations.
I like trademark. I like fair use and everything like that. At the same time, though, fuck Disney.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, they have the money now. But I think ultimately a lot of their public perception is going to be damaged. It's just a question of when is it going to start? When is the well going to start to run dry for them?
It's not a question of if; it's a question of when.
Right.
If they don't, I don't know if Disney can change course. Right, like even if they were to change course immediately, the damage that they've done to the brand is going to take probably decades for them to fix. I don't think it's going to be in time to save anything.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, after the animation renaissance, they start their public perception, especially under Michael Eisner, started to become soured. It's interesting how then they were quick to try and undo that damage, and now it's like when faced with public criticism and a change in their perception, they're quadrupling down. I don't think that there's a better topic to segue into other than what's going on with this new Star Wars.
Oh yeah, all right, let's talk about that, man. Because
before you guys move on, I wanted to ask, why the hell can't Disney extend it again? What's stopping them now?
It's 100 years old now. I think there are actual rules against
there's nothing you can do about that.
No,
they tried.
Actually, the reason why it's 100 years old is because of them. There is actually a limitation on how long you can hold a trademark and everything like that, and it's all about changing stuff up. They let it lapse finally after fighting for it for so long.
Because it was supposed to go in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yes, I think a good example of this is actually like Batman, Superman, characters like that. whenever they come out with a new redesign to their suit, their logo, or whatever, that's them changing up the IP just enough so they don't have to let it go.
Like with Superman and the no pants thing.
Mhm.
Well, I think DC, because Batman's first appearance was in Detective Comics #1, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yep.
And the thing is Detective Comics is their trademark, so it's a little murky. I think Bob Kane created Batman in the 40s, so I think they're coming up on time, but they may pull some of the Disney stuff to keep that. But Spider-Man, I think, is also Spider-Man came out in '64, I think was the debut.
Yes.
Yeah, the Spider-Man IP has been getting fought over for I think a few years now, and it's not just like the IP and like redesigning stuff to try to keep the IP theirs. It's also then screwing out the creators and also royalties and everything like that. Well, we're no longer using your iteration of Spider-Man. No, we're using this iteration.
Right.
We're using the ultimate version, and notice how, like in recent Spider-Man projects, it's always like, oh, Ultimate Spider-Man or some recent comic. It's never the old stories. I think there might be a reason for that.
Because gay. Okay, so let's get into this fucking Star Wars thing listen, okay? As annoying as this thing is, she's going to make us a lot of money. She's going to make us so much money, and I'm going to become rich off of it.
But also to preface, this lady does documentaries on the Taliban abusing women. And then, okay, that's an important endeavor, all right? I'm not demeaning that in any way. But from listening to this is the completely wrong person for Star Wars. What does documentary filmmaking have to do with Star Wars? Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting too is her ties to like the WEF, and I have a very one of my best friends. He's a big Star Wars fan, and he's mixed on the Disney stuff. He doesn't like any of the new Disney stuff for the most part, but there's some that he does enjoy. And we've been going back and forth in very civil arguments. He thinks that this movie is going to fall through. I don't, because you look at people like Miller and Lord that got cut from their own projects. God, why can I not say his name? Taika Waititi got cut.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Zack Snyder obviously is a famous one that got cut from his project. But I think that given the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is trying to fast path this movie, I think it's supposed to start filming in April or March.
I think they're they're finishing up writing now because they had to stop due to the whole the strike. One of the other things that you always have to remember, the difference between like Taika Waititi, Dan and Dave's, fucking Rian Johnson, and all those other guys' movies, and the actual first director decided female director for a Star Wars movie. What's her name that did?
Deborah Chow.
No,
Patty Jenkins.
Oh, Patty Jenkins.
Patty
Jenkins.
Jenkins.
The Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins. The difference between them is they weren't brought up at Disney Celebration with Kathleen Kennedy and Daisy Ridley.
Right.
That's the difference.
And also they're more established. Like the thing is no one knows who this woman is. You know, unfortunately she's having her own Rachel Zegler moment.
The only fiction thing she's ever worked on were 2 episodes of Miss Marvel that had to get reshot and recreated.
All right, so who is this guy, and what is going on with him?
I know I'm not familiar with him, but the meltdown's fantastic. So let's give this a play.
I've heard of this guy, but I don't know what his name is. Is it?
I swear to God, men, reach down into your pants, find your fucking balls and your cock, and be okay with it. We can take a woman directing a film in Star Wars and live. We're all gonna fucking.
Yeah, we certainly can. We can do that and live, but doesn't mean we're not going to go criticize if it's bad or like it if it's good. I don't know why people.
I don't think anybody complained about Bryce Dallas Howard.
About that.
Take a legitimately
no resume that warrants her taking over a Star Wars movie.
Legitimately, look at all the videos.
Activism, not talent.
Look at all the videos that I've been creating. Flash has been creating. Everybody's been creating. We're using her own words, focusing in on how she's outright saying she's an activist over a storyteller. She likes making men uncomfortable in her own field, in the documentary field. Guess what? I've actually said that's a good thing because of what you cover. this doesn't work for Star Wars. None of this has worked for Star Wars. You're activist first. That's why I don't want her near here.
You know what's great about the original Star Wars trilogy is that it was a sci-fi property that men and women could enjoy equally. Yeah. That there were things, there were elements, and it wasn't about making anybody feel uncomfortable. At the crux of it was, you know, telling a story that anybody could enjoy.
Well,
And
that's why it succeeded so much. It was about a story, and it was for everyone. There was no, you know what, I don't want these people watching it, so I'm specifically to make it hostile to those people.
And Iron Man in 2008 was much like that. It was a comic book movie that men and women and people of all ages could enjoy. There were elements of Iron Man, and that's why we had the MCU.
Iron Man 2 was better. It is Scarlett Johansson.
But, you know, still, even Iron Man 2 is a movie that anybody from any walk of life could enjoy. And it's just, it's a shame that they've lost that. And I think it was Chuck Dixon came out last week and was talking, maybe it was earlier this week, but he was talking about how Disney's really lost the plot. And, you know, they specifically, the big reason they picked up Marvel and Star Wars for the absurd prices that they paid for them was because they recognized that they didn't have any brands that resonated with a male audience. Even though, you know, you can argue that, especially in the case of Star Wars, it resonated with everybody. It wasn't an exclusively male audience.
It was predominantly male.
I'm reading the comments under this, and I feel like he knew exactly what he was doing, and he's purposefully going for these reactions.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh at him.
No, you're right, but this is so freaking disingenuous.
Well, these people aren't going to have a career in 5 years. I think the pendulum's going to shift, and right now they're doing all this signaling, and they're going to get a very loud but small vocal fan base. I mean, you think about like that guy Eric and Dane, actual fandom,
actual cuckdom and organized cuckers.
Look, they're very loud. They're very loud guys, but no one watches their videos. They have very minimal interaction. And I do agree with Kenzo. If it wasn't for Rippaverse goalposts, I wouldn't know who they are, and I wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. And I think there is something to be said about the reaction. I mean, obviously we are right now, there's a little bit of hypocrisy in that we're giving these guys a little bit of an audience they wouldn't get otherwise.
But again, we're laughing at them.
Yeah, we are laughing at them, but
when you laugh at these people and then you say this is stupid, this is retarded, what you're saying is retarded, and you're just laughing.
We are, but these people
you
also
take their power away.
They don't realize that, and that's
they thrive off of that as well.
Yeah, these are also the people that believe
drama. Because talking about it doesn't necessarily isn't not necessarily a bad thing. You see, we're coming at it like a normal conversation. He's telling everybody grab their dick and balls, like have a normal conversation about it. That's fine, but to just rage and purposely try and get that viral moment is the thing that I despise.
Well,
it's trying to have that.
Trying to get those moments. Go ahead, IRONOXcIDE.
I was just gonna say, John Campia, you know, with his woke. That's basically what this guy's channeling right now, and he's trying to get everybody to have those reaction videos and everything. I'm probably going to make one myself. I'm not going to lie, but that's exactly.
I might make one too.
Hilarious.
I might make one too because I want to laugh at these guys. When you start laughing at what they're saying, and you do all that, you take a look at them and you don't take them seriously, that actually takes away from their abilities. That takes away from people taking them seriously. Is you're pointing and laughing because it's so fucking ridiculous what they're saying. But on the flip side, you get a moment like from Az, who he ranted and everything. That became a viral moment that everybody still can point to, and that was a moment where even though they laughed at him, people still agreed. When it comes to this, it's like, this is just stupid. You're doing this on purpose to get the reaction. So just point and laugh, because there's a difference between being famous, internet famous, and being infamous.
You know, with Az and a lot of people in our community, they're actually passionate about the subject, and they actually care about the subject.
Yes.
And I don't think they're like, sure, they're making videos to have people watch them, but I don't think they're purposefully going out of their way to create disingenuous moments.
That's right.
Like these.
Remember that the whole Az rant, that wasn't planned. That was just him playing a game, getting pissed off, and then ranting. That was all organic.
That
A moment like
dislike
this,
message them. You might get a
Yeah.
little heat from this, but I'm gonna share it out.
yeah,
Next
and then
day.
you got this one where this is obviously planned. This is not a spur of the moment, and he's probably, because we're only halfway through, I'm willing to bet you $5 the guy next to him is like, yeah, go Slay Queen, yeah, she's roasted you.
Well, let's
You know,
play the
but-
last 17 seconds.
Survive. I swear to God, you guys want to come off like you're tough motherfuckers, and you're a bunch of wusses. Finally, a woman gets to direct a theatrical feature in Star Wars with Rey, with other women leading the way. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. I swear to God, men.
I can't take that seriously. Fucking Kathleen Kennedy's been there for 12 years. Where the fuck were you guys when Patty Jenkins got dropped? What the hell is this shit?
A Star Wars with women in it, made by women for women. Yay!
Oh,
I don't know.
that's just so fucking retarded.
Selena, as a woman, does this make you happy or sad?
No, No.
Immediately.
it doesn't make me happy at all. I think it's the whole like let's do it for the women. It's so boring to me. I don't care. Like man, woman, whatever. Just make Star Wars good. And the fact that they're bringing her in, I don't care. Like, and she's an activist on top of it. So it's just gonna suck all around.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit patronizing to
Yeah.
women out there.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Star Wars is Star Wars is a male brand. It just is. Yes, women can gravitate towards male brands just like men can gravitate towards female brands. It happens. It's not the end of the freaking world. But Star Wars was predominantly a male brand. Marvel was predominantly a male brand. You can even look at their toys. Their toys was primarily bought by boys, young boys, and everything like that. Yeah, collectors would buy the girl toys because of their collection, but predominantly they were always being bought by the men. They turned Star Wars, which was a male brand, into a princess brand.
Well, that's what
Yay.
Chuck Dixon said, is that Disney's problem is that all they knew how to do is create princesses, and it's kind of come full circle. They've lost the plot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with having stories that are female centric in the Star Wars universe at all, or in the Marvel universe at all. But it's just like, don't forget where you came from. You could make a Black Widow movie and have that appeal to everybody. You could make, but it's like you could take some of these other characters too. You could do a movie about Silk. Why would you? But you could build towards it. You could
Don't
do
even
that,
remind me.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm right there with you. I hated the ending of that movie. And my cousin, the game, my cousin said something that I forgot about because he played through Spider-Man 1. He was like, the whole Spider-Man 2 negated the end of Spider-Man 1 when MJ and Peter get back together. And my cousin is a normie guy. He has no vested interest in politics whatsoever. And he said to me last night, he's like, I realized I hated Spider-Man 2 because the whole game negates everything, the resolution between Peter and MJ at the end, where she's okay with him being Spider-Man. She wants him to be Spider-Man. She wants him to save the day. She's come to terms with that.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm laughing at all this because I now want to react to this man's thing and just laugh the whole time because it's so fucking ridiculous.
Just do like a short where you're just laughing over
Yeah,
everything.
like literally.
I want to do a video just laughing at him. Listen, this is all but this is YouTube, okay? You gotta take those trending topics and everything, and I just want to do that whole laughing because it's so fucking ridiculous. Because all I've ever done in each of my videos is show her own.
I gotta bookmark his video because Vex Electronica posted that thing, the Norman Reedus challenge.
Mhm.
I'm after this wraps up, I'm editing that.
Listen, in each of my videos on this topic, I have used her own words to say why she doesn't belong there. I have pointed out that her filmography is documentaries with 2 episodes of Miss Marvel that had to get recasted. That is the valid reason to why she shouldn't be here. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because of any of this. It's none of this stuff. And then on top of that, I want to see this guy ranting and raving. Why did Patty Jenkins get dropped from Star Wars? Why isn't she making a Star Wars movie anymore? Did you guys say anything then? I mean, were you guys clapping and applauding for Patty Jenkins then? No? Okay, then it's all just make-believe, and you're trying to stir up drama.
I gotta say, I'm really happy for Disney and Hasbro because they've for this movie, they've actually secured an exclusive retailer for all of the merchandise. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard of this store, and if you're interested in getting any of the new trilogy stuff, this is going to be the place to go. They've got the exclusive rights for all of this new merchandise. So, you know,
Like
it
Five Below. Hey, is this like Five Below?
no, it's typically a discount store, stuff that they can't sell in regular retail. You know, if it sits on the shelves for too long, well, they're just going to bypass that, and it's all going to Ollie's.
Horror, I see what you're saying, but the reality is there are male brands and there are female brands. Yes, there.
Well, I think she's tired of it. I don't think.
I know she's tired of it, but you can be tired of anything. You can be tired of men and women being actual things. Men and women think differently. We gravitate towards things differently. That's just a reality of life. There are male brands. There are female brands.
I agree
They're
with
just
both
targeted
of you.
differently.
You know, I agree with both of you, but I think at the end of the day, if you make something that a general audience can enjoy, you know, there will be a predominant fan base for both.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not saying women can't like male brands.
Bro, I'm not the target Food Network demographic, you know.
But you still
I am.
Yeah.
Listen, I watch Food Network just like Randy Marsh does in South Park.
You're hoping that they'll, you know, after it's like after midnight, once beat off Bobby Flay start.
Oh no.
You know, I used to watch that thing and watch Food Network and get so freaking hungry. That's why I had to stop.
It's weird. It's like my go-to when I don't feel well. Isn't that weird?
That is
like
kind of weird.
It's comforting.
It's a comforting area.
Yeah.
I just watch YouTube.
I mean,
Guga and his steaks always make me happy.
Dude, you got to get his cookbook.
Yeah, sure. Let me just be able to pay for all that
I need to watch-
food
watch
in today's
Binging with
modern.
Babish.
No, I'm telling you, the thing that's great about him, and especially this, so my cousin, he was the one that was my best man at my wedding. We always do a big Christmas gift exchange. He doesn't have a barbecue, but I got him the Guga cookbook because the side dishes are so practical and easy to cook. And that's the thing I love about his channel is that everything he does outside of the steaks, like it's all stuff that like you more than likely are going to be able to make in your own kitchen. And
Yeah, but I want
within
the
your
steaks.
budget. Well, I won a Japanese Wagyu myself, not an Australian A5, but you know, even I have those sort of limits.
Extra. What else we got on the agenda?
Well, let's cut to something a bit more positive.
Did you just say X-ray?
No, he said extra. What the hell's going on with you, Chew Pop? You keep dropping in and dropping out. Like, are you okay?
I'm good now.
He's
now.
just testing his mic now.
Yes. And it all seems to be working. I can hear
Listen,
you.
we heard you in the truck stop. Why did you use my stall? Like, what was going on there? You were very echoey and everything.
He used your discount code.
Yeah. For your mom.
Wait, did you
Make
turn
sure
into
you-
Mazza?
Apparently.
I don't know. I always seem to, direct jokes at moms for some reason. But, yeah.
Okay.
Any
So,
joke can be done with your mom.
so this next thing I thought was amazing, and it goes back to people creating what they love and putting passion behind it. Extra Zero, why don't you bring that up?
Yeah. So this is from Hello There YT. Give them a follow. And let's give this. Let me make sure the volume is up there. Here we go.
No, it's not up on the screen.
Oh shit! Actually, let me make sure. This is using the real audio, so let me just
I haven't
cut that
seen
down
this
so we don't
yet.
get flagged for that. But
So they recreated the scene in Revenge of the Sith, and they did it in the style of
The Clone
Wars.
Clone Wars.
It looks really good, except for Anakin's hair. That's the only thing I have an issue with.
but that's accurate to how Clone Wars looked.
Yes and no. It is a little off.
Like
His
that
hair
is
looks-
amazing.
It is beautiful. His hair wasn't that big.
What's impressive here as well is, well, I guess maybe they're trying to recreate his hair as it was in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Pause it. And can you minimize the video real quick?
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So
Shout out to the. Oh.
we go ahead and we'll pull that up. I didn't mean to remove this fully. But yeah, so this is Hello There YT. We can go ahead and check out their channel here.
Hello there, YouTube. Okay. Oh.
They also did
So
a deleted scene from the Clone Wars animated show.
Turn the audio.
yeah,
So go follow their Twitter. Go follow their YouTube. I love seeing people creating things that they're passionate about. And if you're passionate about Star Wars, go watch the full, 17-minute video?
No. So they are Hello There Animation. They have a Patreon. Let me go ahead and I'll copy this link here. So if anybody wants to check out that channel, give them a subscription. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Just did.
So.
That is really cool. I want to see more people creating if they can. If you don't know how to do it, go learn. There are multiple places all over the internet for you to learn this stuff. And go check out YouTube, because YouTube always has different tutorials. They may be somewhat boring, depending on the context, but like you can still pick up knowledge off boring content.
And speaking of creating, I think this is a good story to segue into here. This comes from All Things Interesting. This is a challenge where 2,400 CG artists were given the same base animation, and they were challenged to make something unique out of it. And they have some clips from the top 100 artists. So let's give this a play here.
Can you get it full screen?
Yeah,
there you go. And this is what I mean. I love these challenges because everybody has their own take. So you could, yes, it's a copy, but it's not a copy. It's copy, but different. And I like seeing this kind of stuff because everybody's mind is different.
Yeah. And if you learn keyframing in CapCut, if you're not an animator, you could do something similar to this. I mean, you could also use.
That's actually funny.
Procreate has an animation tool, and I wish Kenzo were here because he taught himself how to animate last year, and look where he's at. I didn't know how to do video editing, and D-Day McLean didn't know how to do video editing, and now I think we're fairly adept at it.
Yeah, it takes a while to learn, but if you have the passion, I'll go ahead and pause it. I don't know if we're gonna get hit. But if you guys have the passion, go out there and learn it. It may take months or years to learn, but at the end of the day, you're increasing your skill set. If you don't know something, learn.
Absolutely.
So, do we want to go to a dark place with Doctor Who, or do we want to go to a dark?
Let's go to no. It's not a dark place. It's a funny place because fuck them.
Okay, all right. So this is from
how racist dark place.
Oh, I don't know. It's not like it's something that the people are going around that hit, the defenders of Doctor Who that obviously didn't watch the show like to go around saying you're complaining about a kids show. It's not like they put in a gay sex act.
Oh god, they're saying the kids show crap again.
Yeah,
and at Nerdrotic actually posted this today.
Yeah,
because it is actually from today. Before the reason I was late to the episode is I had to do a freaking video on this. It will be out tomorrow because it's interesting. I do think it's kind of clickbaity though. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, they're burning a lot of goodwill amongst fans, so I wouldn't be surprised.
There is no goodwill left between the fans. Their viewership numbers are down. We are going on 2 weeks without the consolidated viewership from the freaking Christmas special. Realize that. We are 2 weeks out.
Not only that, but they've got Disney bucks behind the show now, and they're
Disney insight into the creative.
They have Disney bucks. They still have BBC bucks with taxpayer money. They also have there's areas like Sony is also funding this because Sony bought Bad Wolf, and Bad Wolf is the one that bought Doctor Who. So you have all sorts of different hands actually within this that are funding this stuff. So there's that. But then when it even comes to like the possibility of 2025, that would be when they do their season 3, series 3 for you UK weirdos, whatever. They don't know what's going to happen, especially because the whole article on this was pointing out that like Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa started talking about their future moving forward. Ncuti saying he wants to go back to theater. Millie Gibson saying, well, I kind of want to do biopics. I want to be a villain somewhere, but they're currently redoing season 2. They're in the middle of filming season 2 right now, but shouldn't you be guys talking about like, hey, season 2 and then moving forward? Well, we got season 3 and then who knows what happens, talking about that right now. Well, you're not. There's nothing going on there. And then when you even look at like some of the stuff that Ncuti Gatwa, Millie Gibson, the BBC, and RTD have all said is next season's going to be woker. Next season's going to be doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on it. BBC constantly having articles come out saying that how they're attacking fans and families who are saying, hey, we had issues with, say, the Star Beast, which was their children's episode that was blatantly a trans allegory. You then get Ncuti Gatwa coming out and saying, in his own words, we are going to have an episode based on my leftist liberal bubble, and we're going to have an episode based on explaining why I'm black now. Then you even had Millie Gibson come out this week saying, next season, we're going to have there's going to be tons more controversies, okay? We'll target good controversies to target the Gen Z audience and everything like that. And also,
You
Doctor
tried
Who, it's going to be
with the
more
Brazilian
like
accent.
the Black Mirror. It's going to be more
It's
like
like they're
Black Mirror.
constantly watching TikTok and they're getting
Yes.
all their opinions from there.
But-
It's funny too because my cousin is like on that. He's still a millennial, but he's on that like cusp of being between a millennial and Gen Z. He's a younger millennial, and it's interesting to see. He's not a Doctor Who fan, but it's interesting to see like the normies, the people. Like I think we are one side of the spectrum, and they're an extreme side of the other. But the people in between losing interest and getting tired by all this, realizing they want an escape. I mean, all my cousin wanted to talk about yesterday was how much he enjoyed Godzilla -1 and how great it was to see a movie to theater that was just all about entertaining him.
I've been making more and more videos on Doctor Who because I do care about Doctor Who. I don't like where it's going. I started noticing something is there's a lot of Gen Zers. When I brought up that whole Gen Z point, a lot of Gen Zers came out and agreed with me. Being a Gen Zer myself, they understood that we don't want this stuff.
Look, I feel bad for your generation in the sense that, like, when I was growing up, there was a little bit of doom and gloom. I was born in '85, and when I was in first grade, I remember them starting with us, and it went all the way back to when I was in first grade, starting with the, hey, colonials were really mean to the Native Americans. Columbus didn't really discover America, blah, 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 all that stuff. They started with us. It wasn't that bad, but, I have, I'm the oldest of all my cousins, and I've seen with each of my younger cousins that the messaging get progressively worse and worse. They want escapes. They want something to get them away from people telling them the world sucks. You suck for the way you were born. You suck for things that you have that are completely out of your control. They want an escape. And, the thing that was great about growing up in the late 80s and early 90s is there were plenty of fucking escapes. And I think that, from a societal perspective, like we've seen the erosion of comedies. I think Ademian was talking about this the other day, how like studios were banking so much on China that they stopped making comedies, and comedies were one of the last bastions of escape and unification in filmmaking, and they're gone. They got supplanted by, the Joss Whedon quips in Marvel movies.
Well, you also think about this. Gen Z doesn't have a sense of self, I would say is the correct terminology. And I'm not saying they don't know if they're male or female. I mean, you have the extreme examples over on TikTok. But what I'm more saying is like they don't know what it means to be like Gen Z or anything, and they're trying to grasp onto these things from the past.
You guys had no choice. You were just given our leftovers. There was nothing new. There were no new franchises for you guys. The 80s and the 90s were fantastic because they celebrated a lot of the old, but we had a lot of new shit. And all you guys have gotten is our leftovers because everybody's creatively bankrupt and nobody wants to take a risk.
I would say 2000s had some changes, but after 2010, it was just
but you weren't getting original stuff. Like after the early 2000s, all the original stuff dried up, and we just kept getting reboot, sequel.
There was a viral video going around maybe a few months back of a young girl wearing a Metallica shirt, pointing at it, saying, "I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
I don't know what Metallica is, but I'm wearing the shirt because I'm told I'm supposed to wear it." They don't know what this stuff is. They're just being told that they're supposed to like it. They want something new and original. But when they get something new and original, their whole idea is we need to put all this representation and everything in it because that's what you guys care about, right?
I mean,
that's just the extreme ends. They just want good stories. They want
my
good
day,
things.
we would call those people who wore shirts that didn't know what they were posers. And now it's like, oh, you can't shame people. You can't do your generation grew up where you weren't allowed to be shamed. It was frowned upon to shame you all. And so I feel like that's probably where a lot of Gen Zers couldn't get their own identity, because there was nothing you could do that was wrong in the eyes of a lot of people.
Yeah. And now I do a lot of things that are wrong that I get blamed for a lot, but I have no shame. So what,
Like, Dermot, you mentioned like they keep saying that Doctor Who is for children. Like, I hardly ever see kids like Doctor Who, especially today. It's definitely much more of a brand for all the people, for all the Brits as well. And the fact that they're saying that, it's just cope.
Yeah, it is just but they want, it's a children's brand is what they want to go around saying when it's a family brand. But one of the things is they want to get that Gen Z audience. They want that Gen Z audience, everybody. How do you get
Why
the
does
Gen Z
everyone
audience?
want the Gen Z audience? Even
Because
Echo
it's the
freaking
current
was a Gen Z audience.
Because they're the current generation. They're the generation coming up that's about to have a lot of money. It's the younger generation. They want to start tapping that audience that is about to have.
This was the Jodie Whittaker era.
Yeah, it literally was. Yeah. You're not wrong, but one of
Right.
the ideas is essentially you need them. But how do you get them? Oh, we're going to put representation, trans, gay, everything all at once. But they don't realize that Gen Z kind of checks out of terrestrial television, streaming.
Yeah.
They're going to go watch like Friends, The Office, everything like that over and over and over again because they know this is at least something good. Or
those are escapes.
Yeah. They're escapes. They're areas that are good. But if you do want to get the Gen Z audience to watch a show, put something good out. Legitimately, just put out a good story and you'll start getting them. They'll start gravitating towards it. They'll start connecting to it because they connected with Stranger Things. Oh, they love Stranger Things.
But Stranger Things wasn't even current day. Like that's the thing. That's one of the last new properties we got. And while in the later seasons, they did introduce some identity politics stuff. For the most part, it was a sci-fi horror escape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's escape, but it was something that they were able to gravitate towards and they loved.
Right.
When you give them something good, when you give them something like fantastic that everybody's raving about, they will come out, they will watch it because they want to be a part of current thing, and they're going to enjoy it. That's all you got to do to get this generation.
Yeah, you just have to make it good. You don't have to target to them specifically because, first of all, the younger generation don't have any money. I would know.
I would too. There's a reason I live with my parents. It's not fun.
Yeah, I sympathize with you, Demi. But no, you're definitely right. It's just if you make it good, it attracts everyone. And
House of the Dragon.
Just real quick, I want to give a shout out to Jack Tar Lad for being a member for 1 month, dropping in chat. Hail Iron, can't wait for the new show launch.
Soon.
Thank you for being a member, Jack. I appreciate you, man. And Iron, what is the show itself going to be?
It's going to be called the Weekly Rogues Gallery, and not a very original concept. It's going to be bringing in a panel of whoever wants to join, basically, that I send the invites to, which will be open invites for anyone who can. And if we're maxed out, then I'll try to get in anybody that wants in next week. Hopefully, I'm not just sitting there by myself or with one other person most weeks, but that I'm sure that'll be the start. But it's just going to be covering some of the weekly topics or just whatever else comes to mind. Just kind of picture if you just get a group of friends at a booth at a bar and you're all just kind of catching up from a week to week basis.
Nice. So go. Which channel do they need to subscribe to for that?
That'll be on my channel, but anybody that I have on that if they want to stream it to theirs as well, they're more than welcome to.
And what is your channel name?
It's the same as my Twitter name, just IRONOXcIDE at YouTube and on X.
All right.
I'll try to get it up on Rumble and Kick as well. I'm still putting it up.
Okay, now your mic is messing up, Soups. I think it's you, Soups.
No, is it mine?
Somebody's making noise.
Selena.
That's my dog. Sorry.
Oh God! What?
We have a bulldog that likes to chew on the bottom of our desk, and it's very loud.
Oh, it's rattling the table.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, just blame Superman.
Yeah.
It's all my fault. Always. So Extra Zero is about to bring up something that I really did want to talk about because I think this is super cool. So Extra Zero, can you just pop that up?
Yeah, absolutely. So, from discussing film, Warner Brothers has partnered with AI company Futureverse to make Ready Player One a real thing. The Readyverse is being called the definitive destination for fans to explore their favorite stories and IPs in the metaverse. We'll head over to the source here. This is prnewswire.com. They just have the full article here. Now, it's interesting. I thought that the metaverse was over and done. So I'm really surprised.
The idea is great. I'm not sure if it's going to be good on the metaverse, and
wait,
also
wait,
getting
wait,
all
wait.
those IP license is going to be a bitch and a half. So I don't think half
is
of it's gonna
great.
be in there.
This
Yeah.
is terrifying.
Well,
Why is it terrifying? I think it's
You
like,
will
awesome.
live in the pod and
wait.
eat the bugs.
Ready
I'm
Player
playing the
One
game, man.
is a dystopia. It was
No, but I'm
not. It's
talking
not.
about the game itself.
Not an instruction manual.
This is terrifying. I don't like this. I
Oh,
don't,
I don't either.
I don't want to live in a world like this. Stop it.
I'm down. Give me a full haptic suit and drop me into that kind of world.
He is-
I'm so down for that.
See, Soup, you are gonna walk straight into that pod. They're gonna feed you the bugs, and I'm gonna be over here like I tried to.
Well, they're not going to feed me the
Right
bugs
born.
because I can sue them for religious discrimination.
No, it doesn't matter. You will live in the pod and eat the bugs.
I'm pretty sure that the bugs are kosher.
The Soylent Green bug milkshake. You know, if I'm having a good
Yeah.
time.
No, no,
So none of you guys are intrigued by this at all.
no. It's terrifying.
Jesus.
I'm going. both
Wow.
ways.
I
I
guess
see
I'm-
your point, but it's also very exciting. It's
Obsidian pass.
terrible.
Yeah.
See,
I like VR, but I don't like the
Thank you, Sheep.
concept of. And when I say I like VR, I really do like VR. But I like VR as a way of experiencing games in a larger than life way.
Exactly.
I urge anybody who has the capability to play Half-Life Alyx. If you're a Half-Life fan, if you're not, even if you've never played Half-Life 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. That game is the Mario 64 of VR. It really is, and it's an experience. It's like a theme park ride. Do I want to live in that world? No. Do I like visiting it? Yes, absolutely, because it gets me actually immersed into a game in a way that nothing else does.
no Green Rocks is over here ready to just be in
I'm
that
down,
world
dude.
and living
Dude,
in
could
it.
you
He's
imagine
ready for that
video
dystopian
editing?
future.
Video
just like,
editing in
la,
a
la, la,
VR
la,
format.
prancing
You
into the
see,
future.
you're
No,
playing right into it, Rocks.
Yeah, I don't want to edit in VR because
I'd
you know,
love to do that.
I you know, I have an ultra wide monitor. I have, you know,
Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants here. I don't have ultra wide monitors with
Rocks,
super fast computers, man.
you will be marching in lockstep to the freaking oven. Essentially, you're freely going this time.
Why did
This
you
is
have to
dystopian
go there?
Nightmare area. This is horrible.
Jesus.
This is not fun. This is
It-
awful.
Okay, you can't tell me it's not fun. If you enjoy anime and you enjoy
Yeah.
the isekai genre, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, just because I think it looks cool doesn't mean I want to live in it.
Oh, nobody's saying you have to live in it.
No,
You
I
can
don't want to
take
be
it
anywhere
off,
near
live it.
this.
But if you were to play any game like that, I think it'd be a lot of fun to get the experience. To get
So I guess
Have you
I'm a little
watched Sword
confused.
Art?
I've never seen the movie. What happens in this movie that like is
it's
he?
Oh,
based
it's
in a dystopian world, and
Okay.
everybody's playing this game called Ready Player One, where
Uh-huh.
you can
VR has
basically
replaced
do
smartphones.
whatever you want. You can play any characters, and it's dystopian, yeah. But I think just like any tech, you can use it for good and you can use it for bad. It is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, Iron,
Yeah.
you should get on that, man.
Yeah, yeah,
It-
and it's VR to the point. It's not just like VR as we know it. It's almost more like the Matrix when they're
See,
in that
self-thing.
world.
Oh,
It's
so
like-
you're in it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
imagine
then
watching a
he-
movie and then being able to experience that
So
movie.
this is they're trying
Go
to
to
make this
Sheep City.
real. Then they're trying to make
Yes,
this
they
a
want to
real
make this real,
thing.
but Frank, go to what Sheep City's saying. See, You talking about .hack? I'm thinking about Sword Art Online. If you die in those games, you die in real life. Fuck that. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's true.
Not going near that. I've seen plenty of dystopian about this. No.
Iron, would you do
Everybody
it?
sees
I
where it can
wouldn't.
go wrong.
would not
Nobody's
do it.
looking at where it can go right.
But you're wanting to think of that's all sunshine and rainbows, and it's like they told us about this. Don't do it. They warned us. The prophets told us. Don't go with them. You will be a part
Nostradamus
of
was
this.
right.
All the sci-fi dystopias we've ever seen, we ever read about them, how it all began. Oh, they offered us this wonderful little project to it. It's like, oh, you see, you can play with all your friends from all these awesome IPs. Then it led us down to the fact that we're locked in this pod, we're eating bugs, and we have no freedom.
Here, Jeremy, you do realize that this isn't anywhere near that kind of capability at this point. It's just a VR game, and it's probably going to be pretty lame, to be honest. It's just going to be.
It's a step.
It's that
First
slippery slope, huh?
Yes.
Yes, this is the slippery slope. They've been warning us about this shit. I say, fuck off.
First, they make GTA and create violent people, and now we're at this. Is basically
There's a
that
difference,
argument.
though.
How is
No.
that different?
Because one is I'm sitting down in front of a TV that I could always walk away from. This is marching us down to literally being inserted in a goddamn pod and being fed bugs all your life that you think is chocolate cake and you're all happy, wonderful life. And oh my God, you think this world around you is good. And then you realize, no, you live in the fucking Matrix. Everything points to this being a bad idea. Why are we going towards it?
I certainly
like
don't think so. The tech needs to get there first. Right now, the tech is not there. But I think when the tech gets there, then we should be concerned. But
Yeah.
I really don't think that.
Raise
this
the
kind
alarm
of
bells
stuff is-
now. The tech's got to be here.
Oh, thank you for your eye retinas. We will definitely program them into our programming and make artificial eyes. Thank you for wearing our VR goggles.
Self-Shade gets what I'm talking about. You know, to make 3D puppet animations in VR or to create in VR would be absolutely amazing. But I guess, you know, it's just like any tool. It depends how you use it at the end of the day. Extra. We got any memes this week?
Oh, we got plenty. I guess I don't have time to make my last one. I was scrambling trying to make one. Maybe I'll get to it while we're pulling these up. Let's go ahead and get these going here.
You were caught in the middle of a meme.
I was, but before we can get to our meme break, we of course.
Dino Rama agrees with me. Same with D-Day
Thank you.
McLean. It's Skynet. We're going down
Destroy
a
it.
path that is evil.
Before it destroys us. Destroy it.
Warned us about this shit. And plus, he forgot to mention the fact that it's being paired up with AI. You think any of this is good? This is all nightmares.
Maybe I'm just an optimist.
Yeah, you're not thinking about the downsides that they've warned
Do you
us
think
about.
like if this really happens, they're gonna like have people sign waivers? Like, hey, just so you know, you might die for real.
Yes, and it's also
No.
Meta. We're also dealing with Meta, basically Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. You trust Mark Zuckerberg?
No.
So
I
if it
don't.
was a different company, you'd be less concerned.
No, I'd still be fucking concerned, even if fucking Elon Musk was doing this. But right now, you also have to.
Elon Musk is
Elon Musk is
actually
already
working
doing
on
it.
brain chips.
Yeah,
what?
I'm still scared about that stuff.
He's
working
putting
on-
chips in people's brains.
Yeah,
For
I don't
real?
want
Yeah,
that either.
that's gonna be a new VR. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
have
brain chips.
really?
you
Yeah.
seen the monkey playing Pong without
Yeah.
a controller? Just sitting there thinking and moving the thing.
So,
and playing
It's
Pong.
called Neuralink, Selena.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a medical device, but they're also thinking that it could do a whole lot more. That you could control stuff with your brain.
That's scary. I don't like that.
See,
I don't like
see. We have all these signs like,
But
hey,
it's
you know
also
what? We have
cure
this.
paraplegia.
Yeah, no, everybody's like, you know what? Let the paraplegic stay paraplegic.
You know what?
Wait,
We
what?
need a-
You know what? Fuck it. Sometimes science doesn't need to be going forward. How we do some stuff we just don't need. I don't think we really need to. Listen, we learned about frickin' frostbite because the Japanese during World War II did some terrifying things. I think at this point in time, we don't need to be going down this path.
yeah.
I don't trust half the people in charge.
We need a.
I don't want them anywhere near this thing.
We need a meme where
I hate
me
the
and
fact that
Jeremy
they already
just
know what my
hold
little pickle
signs.
looks like.
It will all end like the doomsayers with signs, like the homeless people in New York
No, I
that
think-
always have the signs. Doom.
I think
and
any
gloom.
tech can be used in both a positive and negative manner. It's like
Mhm.
the nuclear bomb. It can be used as power or it can be used to blow shit up. It all depends on what purpose you're using it for.
Do you think the people in charge actually care about that? They want control.
But
Are you going to let the people in charge, knowing the people who are in charge that solely want control, are you going to be like, you know what? I want to let them put a chip in my brain. That makes sense. And oh my God, here's a virtual world I can transport to anytime. Oh, this is great. Oh, the people in charge are now giving me chocolate cake. And then then I'm sitting there looking at you like you're freely in the
Derby's
spa.
just afraid he's gonna get catfished.
No, I don't want to have my freedoms taken away.
I appreciate Jeremy's filibustering because it's giving me time to finish my meme.
But
Iron,
like,
go ahead. Sorry.
all right, okay.
I said I think the real problem is the people in charge, like you're saying, Derby, not technological advances.
No, it's the real problem is the people. Period. I don't believe there are good people in the world. I think the majority of the people are vehemently evil. This is just a basis in like religion and stuff like this. I believe people are truly evil. I don't trust them with this power.
Mhm. Power corrupts always.
Exactly. It's the freaking one ring.
Yeah. Well, I guess in a way you're right. And I just find it funny that one day in the future, your fridge is going to lock itself out, like your AI-powered fridge. And you browsed Infowars.com for 5 seconds that time. So, yeah, you won't get any food today. That kind of...
This is why you need a VPN.
And the AI, you won't be able to level up because you browse this and this site or this opinion. It's just...
Rox, they're going to know if you have a VPN. They don't care because they're going to be seeing visually into your brain. They'll know everything about you.
You have been staring at a pair of
know-
boobs for far too long.
They will know that you have 4 freckles on your ass cheeks very close to your butt crack.
Do you not think that there's a possibility
Oh,
that
imagine them knowing what you're looking at all the time.
power?
Like, do you know how much...
Real quick.
Listen,
Hey, Pop, I'm trying to-
my Google feed is messed up already because of all the
I don't
memes.
want to know
made.
that. Oxide, what were you saying?
Oh, I said, do you not think that that there's a possibility that those kind of technological advances couldn't be used against the people in power to remove them and to create a new balanced power?
No, because the people that were controlling the people in charge right now are going to have the full control.
yeah.
You're going to have the people like the World Economic Forum guy, Davos group, freaking the Jew that's going around giving everybody money on the left. I can't think of his fucking name right now. The guy that ratted out his own thing. Soros. World Economic Forum guy. All those people are going to have the ultimate power. You're going to have like another Epstein individual go around saying, "Hey, we have all this power." They're the ones that are going to be.
Right now, the WEF is literally a house of cards that is definitely swaying. They've gotten so much public attention. People are getting really wise to everything. I don't give them more than another 5 years of even being an organization.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It'll be
I
under-
see the
it'll all
tides
be under
turning.
another name.
I see tides turning, and you know what? There's a little bit of hope that I see shining through all this darkness.
I don't trust. Listen, even though I like Elon Musk, I don't want him rooting up in here. Okay, I don't.
Well, let some dummies get tested.
Right.
Let some dummies get tested with it first, and then once it's
you know what, Rox, go right ahead. You go around there and play with it, and then while I'm over here eating my steak and everything, you're over there eating freaking bugs. I think.
Well, like anything, it should be completely optional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're in an accident. Your doctor recommends a Neuralink so that you can recover faster and actually regain your ability to walk. If you have just any kind of disagreement with that, then you can get the chair and go on and have a normal, productive life.
At one point in America, actually not maybe about 80 years ago, we didn't have social security numbers.
That's true.
Yeah.
And now we all kind of need social security. Yeah, and at one point in America, we didn't need these.
Yeah,
we didn't need these, and now you need them.
Voluntarily have a smartphone. Don't give me that bullshit.
No, actually, well, yes, I do voluntarily have one, but if you think about it,
smartphone, you can get a freaking what is it, Nokia brick, and be fine.
But at one point in time,
my
whole
older
society...
brother actually uses a flip phone for personal use. He has to have a smartphone for work. He just went to the store, got the cheapest one. Now, he does this because he's cheap, not for any ideological reasons. He's just a cheap weirdo. So he still uses his flip phone for personal use that can only text. That's it. And he just got the smartphone that is literally just for work, just so he can log on, send emails, and then it just sits by his workstation. He doesn't do anything else with it.
But that's
Well, it is.
exactly my point. We've been going into a society where you need a cell phone. You have to have a cell phone in order to do certain things. You have to be able to be contacted at certain points in time. We have gradually stepped towards this point of, it's
That's
optional now.
voluntary. You don't need a cell phone.
But
you
in order
can
to get
have a landline.
Yeah, we can, but the society has actually shifted to, hey, you kind of need this. You kind of need to be able to contact.
Well, just because
certain people at
society
certain
has
points.
shifted to you kind of need it doesn't mean you can't take
But
the voluntary
You know what
step
we
of
kind
not.
of need?
We need
We
memes.
We kind of
need a
need
break.
Rocks to realize that he wants a dystopian future.
Okay, well, there's a meme for that.
Yeah. What I wanted to say as well was like, with VR, imagine how useful it would be to advertisers for them to know what you're looking at all times. Like that'd be incredibly useful.
Yeah, they already do, dude.
Yeah, now they're gonna
they have
be
cameras on the front of the current
Bro,
moment. But
you talk about toilet paper and your phone isn't on, and all of a
Pop,
sudden
they
you're getting
already
ads
know
for
what your
it,
junk
so
looks like, okay? Let's be fair. You don't even have to be taking pictures of it. They know what it looks like.
They know everything. so.
Why would God have someone
For
take
how
a
long
picture?
you go to the bathroom.
All right, guys. Let's
Yeah.
get to memes. People
All right.
worked hard on these.
all right, so first up, this one's for me. I'm not sure
Hey.
if this is a meme or if this is kind of just the state of things, but the Bugle Daily was right about Spider-Man.
Is that freaking Mazza?
I don't know. Is it? It's kind of blurry.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
really
awesome.
sure.
You'll have to ask him if he's met Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton, and Spider-Man in the same place.
That shirt on Bill Cosby, it looks like a freaking leash.
Why is he wearing a shirt like that? I don't get that.
That was his slogan. That was hello friend. That was Little Bill's catchphrase.
Oh, I miss Little Bill.
Yeah.
Oh God, that gives a whole new definition to Little Bill.
All right, let's check out another.
Next up, this one is how Dermy spent his New Year's Eve.
Wait a minute. There's something bothering me about this place. I know. This lesbian bar doesn't have a fire exit. Enjoy your death trap, ladies.
I was in at a lesbian bar. Thank you very much. I was kindly over at a 80s themed Irish pub.
So
First
an
time I ever
Irish
went
lesbian
there.
bar.
First time I ever went there, and it was freaking awesome.
It
20 fucking wings for $20.
It was called Gay Licks.
was
Demi,
called
will you
O'Malley's.
be at the one of the meetups in the
Oh,
summer?
thanks, Extra Zero.
I was
You
gonna
have
go to
betrayed
Vegas.
me.
What the hell? Yes.
Yep.
Yes!
So this was what I was working on finishing. This is the world that No Green Rocks and Zuck want. And Rocks, would you mind reading this one?
I know this steak doesn't exist, but I know when I put it in my mouth, the metaverse is telling my brain that it's juicy and delicious. And that's not going to be clipped for anything else.
This
What do
is
you mean?
what he
It's
wants.
just a Matrix code.
No.
Selena, you got to head out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta get some work done and walk my babies. But thank you so much for having me on. I don't mean to dip out early, but thanks for having me, you guys.
Thanks for coming
You're
on.
welcome.
All right, you guys
As
have
I
a good
get
night.
roasted.
Have a good one. Thanks for
Have a
dropping
good
by.
night.
Night.
Selena.
Skirmitar had the same idea, for what it's worth.
Y'all are destroying me, but I still agree with my opinion because I think
At
would
least
be
Skirmitar
interesting.
envisions you coming to your senses and getting out of there.
Oh,
He won't. He won't.
He'll stay in the pod.
This one's from D-Day, and it's featuring X-Ray Girl.
Oh, Asians.
I do think that he should have made Newt Mark.
that would have been funny. Mark
That
on
might have also been a little difficult just because of how everything's lined up.
Nah, you can do it.
I
There's a
had
will
no
to-
idea aliens released in China. Like, wow.
What the hell is even that?
Here's
Oh my God, Shags.
his favorite condiment.
Oh my God.
Then we get from Triss.
Yes, yes. You would
Jeremy
own
Schwab.
nothing, eat bugs, play Ready Player One, and be happy. That is what the future is.
To never experience true love, never get out of your room. All these things are necessary.
No, this is the one that that D-Day did for FNT.
Don't you have Twitter verified? Why are you getting so many ads?
Because now there's another step for
There's
verified.
There's
Oh,
Twitter,
wow.
Twitter Premium Plus, which I have, and also I'm ID verified.
I'm already paying
so that's
11.
Don't forget the hashtag today, extra.
That is stupid.
There's a concern with the hashtag. I'll bring up after the show.
Okay, just go back.
Yeah, I will check it, but
yeah,
I'll after post show. I'll show you the issue that we're seeing with it. This one's a little bit long. I'd recommend give D-Day a follow. So I'm only going to play the first 30 seconds of this. For like the fifth time. Then we get this one from Triss. This is I enjoy making men uncomfortable. And she writes, she can't beat Dermy when it comes to making people uncomfortable.
It's my own job.
We get this one from D-Day. Let's see, I haven't seen this one.
With geeks and gamers.
Oh, this is the
Today
actual
you
song
got
that he
something
made.
special. It's Jeremy and Ryan too. We're gonna come and bring it to you here on Geeks and Gamers Daily.
That sounds like a ringtone.
That's all I got.
So watch the full version on D-Day's Twitter. Go follow him. He's been putting out a lot of good stuff. Oh my god.
The Green Rocks Island client list exposed.
Good God,
Wait.
I only just noticed that one in the
CJ.
bottom right. Wow.
Oh, that's CJP. Oh God.
It looks kind of like Debbie.
Yeah.
No,
usually
I see
you're
which
twins.
one's me.
Okay.
Professor Savage got for $5. My phone has no idea. My Wing Chun looks like we're not in that kind of relationship. I'm not a technosexual.
My phone
Yeah.
has no idea what my Wang Chung. He's talking about his wing wang. Yes, it does.
Also,
I still think this looks amazing. Can you play Doctor Who, please?
Sure, BBC, call me up. I did
You know
some
what? You would probably
drama class. I have some acting experience. So
You know what, True Pop? You would probably be a good Doctor Who for RTD. I'm pretty sure he would
Thank you.
love to interview you and see how good you are in the audition.
Might have to have a little bit of a casting couch first, but
Yes, he's gonna definitely.
why do you have to
You'll-
make everything gay, Debbie?
Because do you think that's not how Shirigatwa became the Doctor? Have you seen the interviews of the two of them together when he was getting announced? That was one of the most homoerotic situation I've ever seen.
Professor Savage Dad sent a member message. He's been a member for 4 months, saying, "Hail the Legion! Hail to you, my man! 4 months." Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
So this one is also from Triss.
Wait, what?
Wait, you're supposed to be audio
How
on
did
this.
Stephen Hawking? How did Stephen Hawking do what? Oh, you poor naive child.
Yeah,
Oh my
Stephen.
God.
The Stephen Hawking stuff
It's a bit rough, and YouTube will yeet us if we get into detail about
Yeah.
it. So
Listen,
just
Oh,
It-
Jesus Christ!
it's all over
culture.
Twitter. Have fun with it, guys.
So
Stephen Hawking has been mean
got,
to
True Pop Tate and
I
Pearl
should come to the
H.
gym.
Jeremy.
Oh God, that is
That
terrifying.
looks
Uh,
like a
True
dude.
Pop Tate actually looks good.
Oh my
God
god.
damn.
Why is it always surprise?
And
Oh
then
damn.
Rhino. Rhino.
Jesus Christ, Rhino.
Is that in Florida again?
Vegas.
This was Vegas.
No.
This happened in Vegas. That was insane. But the guy had mad hops.
Makes sense.
And let me just go ahead. We'll just do one quick check at the hashtag and make sure that I got everything. If there weren't any late submissions. Yeah. So we do have one from core member here, and I think the one that Rogue Attraction did was for full off.
Hey, DJ McLean sent a member message. He's been a member for 2 months, saying the farts make the meme.
And so we get X-Ray Girl DC, the big Coke issue.
I love Big Cock.
I love the
Please
fact
give me
that
call.
he's making comics and he's putting the Legion stamp on there. That is so cool, Core Member. You are absolutely killing it. Keep up the good work. If you're not following Core Member, do so, because those memes are absolute fire.
You know what? No, I'm gonna do the exact opposite now, just because you told me to do something. See, this is how you stand up to this shit. This is how you push back against dystopians. Say no.
Just say no.
Make memes in the internet verse. Not the metaverse. I don't want anything to do with that.
Well, that brings us to the end. So I guess now is a good time for outros. I guess.
All right, Dermot, what you got coming up this week, man?
Yes, I have different videos every day. Been doing a whole lot of Doctor Who news, obviously, for the Doctor Who news we covered here. I do have a video on that, hopefully coming out tomorrow. Thinking I'm going to do a live stream because for those of you who don't know, I did create a live channel. That's right, Dermy Wormy Alive. I'm reposting everything but Ballbusters over there. Going to be doing some exclusive live content over there as well. I also am working on Dermy Wormy clips right now. Got to keep cutting up some stuff, find time to do all that. Just putting out stuff and rocking and rolling, trying to get everything, working smooth and stuff. Oh, and because CJP and Horny Elf and freaking Devil aren't here, I guess I'll promote this tonight over on Vets Talking. Drop the G and you'll find those weirdos. We got Gary from Nerdrotic coming on to hang out to help celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Vets Talking, and we are celebrating our most holiest day here in the U.S., January 6th, with Gary. I will definitely be teaching Gary that the true Fed that started January 6th was Soldier Spirit.
Very nice. Go check out the channel and enjoy that show. And congratulations for getting Nerdrotic on. That's awesome. Big shout out to Skirmitar, member for 5 months, says, "Wake up, Neo Green." True Pop, what you got going on this week?
Well, recently I've been memeing a lot on side scrollers, so much so I've not been
Thank you
uploading.
for picking up my
No worries,
my
no worries.
Slack.
Yeah, they seem to find them funny, so I guess I'll carry on with it. But I really do need to do something for my channel, so expect some kind of video upcoming this month-ish. Molar and Metal Commander recently did a drunk stream of playing Bloodborne, I think, and then the Simpsons game, so I think I've got some good material to work with on that stream. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, check out my Cake channel. It's on my YouTube channel. If you just click the link buttons, it should be down there. I will be putting my gaming live streams. When I figure it out, like at least how to change the title, I might have to ask, I don't know, Blabs or someone who knows Cake better than I do, because I have no idea. Because Kick is similar to Twitch at the end of the day. And yeah, tomorrow, the return of the True Pop Culture 7 show. I know I haven't streamed in for a while. It looks like it's just going to be me talking about news bits, and then I'm going to upload like video clips on the channel, probably. I'm very interested in all this Echo stuff, so yeah, expect to see that tomorrow around the same time as the Legion stream. And yeah, apologies that I was a bit late for this stream.
No worries.
Listen, you were just keeping my stall warm. Okay.
Yeah. True.
Iron, you got any guest appearances coming up this week? What you up to?
Well, this afternoon I am going to be on MSK's channel again to right up until Skinemax starts. I'm going to dip out for that because I want to be in that chat. That's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to. You can find me occasionally weekly over on the Common Nerd, usually Wednesdays when I get the invite, when he's got a little extra room for me. And I'm going to be working on doing about a video a week starting out. I should have my first one dropped by Sunday. And then I'll have an announcement for the panel show going into the middle of the month. So looking at probably next week, if not the week after next, for that announcement.
Nice. And go follow him on Twitters where you can get all those updates as well.
Absolutely.
Extra Zero, you got anything coming up this week?
Yeah, so I've got a figure action coming out on Thursday. Hopefully my internet is fully fixed by the time that show rolls around. I'm glad that everything was good today, so that's a good sign. So hopefully Verizon can fix my issues. Other than that, I hope that I get fixed on Monday so I can cover side scrollers. Give me a follow on Twitter. I am pushing ever closer to 500 followers over there, so really appreciate a follow. If you like memes, if you're following the Legion, or if you're interested in coming on the show, give me a follow over there. My DMs are open, and that's all I've got. How about you, Rax?
I got some things in the background that I'm starting to work on. I'm going to start creating some more educational content for people who do want to video edit, make memes, and kind of mash them all together. Because I think our community would appreciate that. So make sure you're following the Legion of Memers, Twitter, YouTube, and I might start to post a bit more on Rumble. But what I'm going to do is make a longer video for Rumble, because Rumble won't screw you when it comes to the copyright stuff. So I can actually explain things properly, and then I will release a different video for YouTube. So I have to edit them separately. But other than that, we got big things coming to the Legion. So make sure to follow us everywhere, and just keep creating, guys. If you decide to get into making anything, feel free to tag the Legion on Twitter or at us, and we will check it out and reshare. So thank you all for being here today, and we will see you guys next week. Big shout out to every single member and the super chats. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much.
All right. See you all next week.
See you next week.
Thanks, Rob.
Bye.
I gotta update this now, don't I?
We can talk during this as well, right? I keep asking.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there in silence, being like, well, I guess everybody walked away, so. Shout out to Jack Darlad, D-Day McLean for the late chat. Yeah, great show. He says we can hear you. Yeah, absolutely. I know. No shade. Have a good night, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for agreeing with me, too. I felt alone there. Core member said late meme added from Jeremy. Sorry it took so long. Sorry about that, man. I'll check it in a minute. Go check out the Legion Memers Twitter, and you can check out Core Members' latest meme that we were not able to get to before the end of the show. And go check out the merch store, too. We got hats, we got shirts. Go support the Legion Members. I want to see some more shirts and hats out there. People who have already gotten them, and I think it's amazing. So pick it up, and hopefully in the future we'll have more benefits. Everybody, thank you so much for watching Legion of Memers. We appreciate every single one of you that tune in every week. You guys are absolutely rock. Thank you for making Legion Memers what it is today.
See you next Saturday.
See you guys.